sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit
got your Zach Wilson. I think you feel better about getting a little DTR. Jets, Browns, 21-16 if you bet on it. I think that's the only reason you care if you bet on it. 21-16 is the final. And you got football last night from Canton, Ohio. You get the opening drive this morning. What's up? Jeff Sabieta, JJ Buck. Thanks for being with us on a Friday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. How you living?
Well, the Jets, we know they're a complete bust with that offseason money that's spent. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he is the true X factor we need to be talking about in Cleveland, not this Deshaun Watson guy. And all the questions are answered.
Is that right? All right. So we're done?
We're done.
I got stuff to do on Friday. Peace out. I got to go. DTR was really nice to watch, actually. And I know that he was going up against fourth and fifth string guys and free agents and guys who won't be around in 2 weeks. But DTR looked great. He was an exciting quarterback at UCLA, a guy with so much promise when he was with the Bruins. Never got the Bruins over the hump, but played in that Chip Kelly offense and was a mid-round draft pick. I mean, of everything that I watched last night and whatever you want, we'll talk about Zach Wilson and you could talk about Aaron Rodgers, talking to these guys, but a guy that was a fifth-round pick in the draft out of UCLA, an extra guy that, okay, let's take a flyer on him. I'm not telling you he's a star NFL quarterback, please. But if there's anything to be excited about out of last night, I thought it would be him, and I thought it would be John Kelly Jr. who touched the ball. I mean, it felt like a million times. He had 10 carries, and he had 4 receptions, and he was all over the place. But I mean, that's what I saw last night. I got a little football, a little satiation. All right, let's move.
That's how you make a team. That's how
DTR?
A backup makes a team looking good against other backups.
Well, he was better than Kellen Mond.
Than Kellen Mond.
Yeah.
In that offense, and you got a guy with a little wiggle, as he had at UCLA. He had a little buzz around him in the draft time, but we know some of these guys that do slip. And I think Dorian Thompson-Robinson does have a fantastic opportunity to be the QB2 in Cleveland, and that's what you want to see. The Jets wanted to see Zach Wilson make a couple big-time throws, and he did that. He did that huge throw down the sideline, and then we learned after the game that it was actually Aaron Rodgers that called the play. And is there anyone in this world that has benefited more from Aaron Rodgers than Nathaniel Hackett? Because if Aaron Rodgers in a preseason game is already dabbling in the play, calling stuff out, what in the world is Nathaniel Hackett doing?
I was thinking about that yesterday as I was watching the interview, right? The third quarter when they put the headset on him. And I don't know how many of you stayed around till the third quarter to watch the Hall of Fame game. And if you didn't, I'm hardly ever going to blame you for that. But that was their hook to get you to stay around to watch the third quarter. Well, coming up in the third quarter, Aaron Rodgers is going to put on a headset. We're going to put a headset on Aaron Rodgers. And he was good. I was thinking it is I think it was Collinsworth asked him about it, or maybe it was Tirico, about what he thinks of Nathaniel Hackett and the whole Sean Payton thing. And it was a genuine, I mean, as genuine as I think Aaron Rodgers is, and I thought he was pretty good. I thought about that. Wow, man, Nathaniel Hackett hooked himself to that guy, and he's carried him. But then I thought about it. Well, I mean, relationships work two ways, right? Right, you and I get along for all these years because I think we both respect each other and we both like each other, right? I got to believe Nathaniel Hackett did whatever he did. He earned the respect of Aaron Rodgers. It's not like he gave Aaron Rodgers something, right? He earned the respect of Aaron Rodgers off the field. So does he benefited from it? Yeah, but it's not like Aaron Rodgers just carried him, and evidently he's pretty damn good at what he does.
I'm still waiting to see that from Nathaniel Hackett.
All right. As a Bronco fan, I get
Aaron
that.
Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers, he's calling his own plays. He's in that huddle doing most of the things himself. That's what you expect out of a quarterback of his caliber that's been in the league that long. And it was just a kind of an LOL moment for me, where the big thing post game was like Zach Wilson was excited because Aaron Rodgers called the play where he hit the big throw down the sideline. This guy that we can't disrespect, how dare we disrespect Nathaniel Hackett? It feels more than anything that Nathaniel Hackett is just the ultimate yes man for Aaron Rodgers. And good on him for not souring that relationship, for being able to maintain it from having a disastrous season in Denver to being the offensive coordinator with the New York Jets. And what happened in New York was what was supposed to happen in Denver last year. Nathaniel Hackett equals Aaron Rodgers. It didn't happen. It was a disaster, and now the Jets are benefiting.
Yeah, pardon me if I'm not going to jump to that conclusion because of one play in the Hall of Fame game. I'm just not going to get there. I mean, with all due respect,
1 of 5 passes.
Yeah, he was 3 of 5 last night, and all right, fine. Zach Wilson's all of a sudden turned the corner, and Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback whisperer, and they didn't waste that number 2 overall pick, and because everything I saw in 5 damn passes last night,
It has nothing to do with Zach Wilson. It has everything to do with Aaron Rodgers.
No, I get that
version of Aaron Rodgers. It is mind-boggling because this was nowhere near the dude he was the last 2 years in Green Bay.
As far as personality-wise, as far as human being-wise, as far as openness, happiness, joy, seems like he's at ease. All that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think all of that's right. But if you recall the last 2 off seasons, it was, is Aaron going to stay around? I think there was a lot of trepidation in him. Did he want to be there anymore? Did he want to play? What Collinsworth said, and I think it's what we all sense in Aaron Rodgers. And again, you're not there, I'm not there. We'll watch Hard Knocks on Tuesday when it comes out, and maybe we'll get a different feel on this. Maybe I'll watch it on Wednesday. I think Tuesday I'm busy on Tuesday night, but on Wednesday we'll watch this thing. He does seem at ease. He does seem to be in a place of comfort. He does see. And look, man, if you've been somewhere for 16, 17, 18, whatever years, 18 years, I think it was, and you know the window's closing. You know it's coming to an end. You feel like you've done everything there. You want to go do something, and you found the place that's about as exciting as you can do. And look, everything's gone great. They haven't lost a game yet. Okay, let's see what happens when they lose to the Bills. Let's see what happens when they lose to the Colts or something, right? Let's see what happens when things don't go perfectly. But yeah, he's a totally different guy. But I'm not going to pass judgment on Nathaniel Hackett because Aaron Rodgers called a play in a Hall of Fame game and say he's a shill or he's whatever. It felt like he was a pretty good play caller in Green Bay. What I did learn over the last year.
In Green Bay.
No, this guy, 100%. What I did learn last year is he's not a good head coach. Now, do we need? Is this kind of the Belichick thing with you, which is fine if it is? Do we need to see him do it with somebody besides Aaron Rodgers? Okay, yeah, that's probably right. But
it's a lot, like with. I was thinking about this too with like Eric Bieniemy, and him just detaching himself from Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes to get that opportunity, because.
And sign on for Sam Howell?
Yeah, it's almost like, well, you can't get the credit that you deserve. And Nathaniel Hackett got his opportunity, and it was a disaster in Denver. And, I'm half kidding when I'm giving this take out about Nathaniel Hackett because obviously people trust him because Jets still hired him. But it's very convenient that Nathaniel Hackett has ended up in places that their number one goal was to acquire Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and not, hey, we like Nathaniel Hackett because of his coaching ability.
Well, we'll see what it proves. I think you can draw a lot of conclusions early. And I think one of the conclusions is coaches are way better coaches when they got really good players. Right? I mean, tell me who are the best coaches in the history of sports, right? Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach, and Greg Popovich. Well, damn, man. I mean, Phil had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. He had Shaq and Kobe. He had pretty good players, didn't he? I mean, Red Auerbach had all those great Celtics teams with Bill Russell and John Havlicek and all those guys, and right, Popovich had Duncan and Robinson and all those. I mean, Belichick had Brady. It's amazing how good coaches can be when they have really good players. So, yeah, if you're going to tell me Nathaniel Hackett wasn't very good with Russell Wilson, let's see how damn good Sean Payton is. And if Sean Payton lights up the world, then yeah, then you're 100% right. But for whatever reason, man, Rodgers puts a lot of credence, and credibility behind Nathaniel Hackett. Now, why? Are they just because they're buddies? Is it because he helped him? I mean, there's obviously something there. What's in it for Rodgers to back this guy to the hilt?
gets a mean cup of coffee for the quarterback room.
Say, all right. I mean, he knows exactly how much cream, just the exact amount of cream to put in there. Oh, it's fair. I mean, maybe that's it.
Lights the correct incense to get Aaron Rodgers in the frame of mind he needs to be to watch film, all that stuff.
Ayahuasca and whatever it is, and knows exactly the amount of darkness that he likes in his room when he takes his nap. Oh, that's fair. We got a lot. JJ said he's breaking down every play. Isn't that what you told me yesterday? You're breaking down every play. All right, we're going to get a little bit into some football from last night. I mean, look, no conclusions drawn, but I'm just kind of curious. I always love this day because you Jones for it and you Jones for it and you Jones for it, and it kind of sneaks up on you in early August. Whoa, there's football. So did you watch it? Did you dig it? Here's the numbers to get in today. 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animal Hotline. It is also the text line. Emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. You can find us on the Facebook. Adrian's got us up on the simulcast. You can watch the show, Comcast Channel 26, on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Guest list today. Nick Nee's going to be with us at 9 o'clock. Get you a golf tip, talk some golf, and kind of get through a bunch of football as we go into what should be a really interesting weekend. Obviously, JJ, we got realignment talk to get to. Actually, when we come back,
I want to discuss what Hall of Fame was one of these guys inducted to.
Is that next?
Yeah.
What Hall of Fame was one of these guys inducted to? That's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Blind.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hall of Fame game?
Snuck up on me.
Yeah, actually, good for you for not betting. All right, so who's he and what Hall of Fame did he go into?
I would just like to remind DeMarcus Ware, excellent football player, seems like a really good human being. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Just want to remind him about that.
So you didn't like the national anthem?
That was totally like, do you know who I am? Well, I am going to do this. It wasn't like, wow, DeMarcus Ware has a great talent. It was, whoa, okay.
All right, so I'm going to assume I'm not out on an island here. I didn't see it. I heard about it. So I think I was getting on the plane or something and didn't watch. And then I heard he sang the national anthem. Then I heard them talking to him. How did that happen? And was it any good? Because I'm going to guess there's a lot of people out there who are like me, who heard about it but didn't hear it.
Even DC was wearing a DeMarcus Ware Denver Broncos
Yeah, I see
jersey.
that.
Like, I can't get myself to watch this because I don't want to have a bad feeling.
DC, do you have the audio clip of that? Do we have the audio of that anywhere?
I can try and pull it, but with a clean feed, it gets a little wonky. So.
Oh, gotcha. I'm throwing everything off today. Yeah, fair enough. All right, how did it happen? Was it planned? Because I didn't see
he
it.
was there. He was ready to go. There's a piano.
Yep.
But it was totally, I am DeMarcus Ware. I am doing this, as opposed to, hey, I'd like to introduce the world to this other awesome talent I have. It was just karaoke night at the Hall of Fame.
Here I am.
Marcus Ware was like, yeah, I'm going to sing the national anthem, and no one's going to tell him no.
He got the jacket. He got the jacket. It was his
It's kind of his weekend, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to sing the national anthem? All right, go for it.
What else you want to do? Well, I want to be the back judge.
I'd like to call some plays because I hear Nathaniel Hackett doesn't call plays.
Yeah, I hear it's not that damn hard, right? I mean, go deep. It's like when we played flag football. I remember some of our plays. I don't know how you did, but I remember. I don't know why I was just thinking about this a couple of weeks ago. I came in, I was quarterback. Okay. And the coach didn't call plays. I'm like, all right, reverse to Mikey on 2. All right. Next play was bomb to Barton on 3. Like that. Those were our plays. There's no X, Y, elemental Q.
Keep it simple.
Hot dog super. It was, all right, bomb to Barton. I was going one place, right? Whether he was covered or not, I was throwing down the left side to Brian and I was going
Triple
deep.
coverage, I don't care.
It didn't matter. It was a bomb to Barton, right? That was what the call was. It was just the way it was. All right. How hard can it be? All right. So I don't know. Tell me as you watched it last night, and I'm kind of watching a bunch of our stuff. How did you feel in regards to? Did you feel satiated with football? Like, all right, football's back last night?
It's that first taste. It's like you've been doing so good. You found a way to cope. You haven't been eating dessert. And then someone's like, oh, you know what? I got an extra scoop of ice cream. You ready? You're like, all right, yeah, I can enjoy it. I've been really good. And then you get that taste. And then you realize we're going to look down and we just ate the whole container. This is the door that the Hall of Fame game opens.
Yeah.
There's not a week until February that we will not be watching football.
Yeah, wives hate this. Girlfriends hate this. It's you're in now. Like literally yesterday, when I turned my phone out of airplane mode yesterday, there were 18 texts on a thread about pulling the draft order for next weekend's draft for fantasy football. I'm like, oh, dude, just tell me I'm drafting last because I know what's coming. Like, you know how this is. Yes, we're in it. All right, the Sports Animal text line. And the Sports Animal, of course, your home for the National Football League. We will have all your football Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. I mean, we're here for you. We are the home for the National Football League. It is 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Chris says on the text line, Jeff, there's a problem. There's probably. That's what that means. There's probably 4 to 5 quarterbacks that are better play callers than their OCs. Yeah, probably. Probably. I mean, would you say? I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's Kansas City's offensive coordinator now. I don't even know who it is now that Eric Bieniemy's gone. But yeah, you're probably right. This one says kind of gives what Sean Payton said value point. Plus, the Jets were up by 16 and lost. I don't think it matters. I mean, who are they playing at quarterback? The Jets, the back end Boyle. I mean, whatever. DTR kind of took that thing over. Yeah. I guess if that's kind of where you are, you can get in on it. 505-246-0610. It didn't bother me, and we'll see. Gopher said, Jeff, instead of the OD's morning blitz needs some work. Instead of just footy, maybe you can do rapid fire of the 4 developing issues that morning. We kind of will that, but that first the goal line. What are we calling it? The red zone. The red zone.
Football is football.
That will be football. Gopher, appreciate it. But the powers have spoken, and that will be all football. Because you know why? Football rules the world. That's why we are 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports NFL.
KNFL.
That's why we are. All right, anything else you take out of that game last night? I mean, there's not a lot to take out of it.
The Jets' first-round pick, when he is unblocked, he's fantastic.
Okay.
When the offensive line decides not to block the defensive end out of Iowa State. It's just that first taste. It's that taste. It's, we've been so good. We've figured out how to live without it. And you get that bite, and then you cannot stop. And it won't stop until February.
I'll tell you what I take out of it, and I might take this a little bit further. And so I will watch this in camp because I think it might be a significant position. Who's going to be the number 2 quarterback behind Deshaun Watson? I think it was Kellen Mond's job. Will Kevin Stefanski give DTR reps with the second team? You start him next week instead of having him go up against the 3rd team and 4th team guys. Put him up against second team guys who are trying to make the team. Get him more reps to see. But I will watch. Like what I will take out of that. I mean, Zach Wilson doesn't. I don't care. Because he's Zach Wilson, and it was the Hall of Fame game. But there was one guy that jumped off the page to me yesterday, and it was DTR. And I will watch a little bit. I'm not going to sit down and watch every Browns preseason game. Please don't let it sound like that.
There's enough irrational Browns fans around here.
Right where you're sitting, absolutely. There's no doubt. But I will watch that more and just see if he can win that job behind Deshaun Watson. That's honestly the biggest takeaway I had.
Yeah, I think so. Because Kellen Mond, the only thing that had him as the starting quarterback, he just happened to be in the NFL longer than Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Because Kellen Mond didn't do anything in Minnesota. He hasn't had the opportunity to do anything yet. And that's
if I'd have asked you
QB2 battle,
just based on what you saw in college, Kellen Mond, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Without watching the two of them last night, and I don't know that one game in the Hall of Fame game makes the decision, but if I'd have asked you before and said, who do you want just what you knew watching one at Texas A&M and one at UCLA, who would you have liked better?
DTR.
Me too. Yeah, me too. So I don't know that this should be much of a surprise. All right. Speaking of watching college football, boy, is the world shifting. Today might be the day. When we get back, the latest on what is going on in the world as you wake up this morning and you're checking your Twitter feeds. You're checking your X feeds, and you're going through what do people know, what's happening. Get you the latest that we know in the world of college realignment, what it means for the Mountain West, what it might mean for the Pac-12, who's meeting, what's happening, where it's going, and everybody's got a thought. We'll dive into the college landscape and what it means to you next on the opening drive on a Friday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Well, many of us woke up this morning and just grabbed our phones and what's the latest on realignment in the Pac-12 and the Big Ten and the Big 12. And I think we went to bed last night, and we might even still be on that path, thinking the Pac-12 was just about done. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. There is a lifeline right now, and about 10 minutes ago, Dan Wetzel, a college football reporter, tweeted out that the Pac-12 has a meeting in the next hour. So like now, by like at about 8 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock. What time is it there? What time of day is it? It's 6:30 on the West Coast, 7:30.
7:30 Mountain Time.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. Pac-12 has a meeting in the next hour to discuss its media deal, and they're going to discuss the signing of grants of rights. And so Wetzel says, as bleak as things looked for the league late last night, numerous sources are expressing optimism that the Pac-12 can halt most or even all defections and push forward together with the Apple deal, which is a stunning reversal if that's where it goes. Arizona, by many reports, is just about gone. The Big 12 agreed to accept Arizona. There's a belief that because the same regent system that runs Arizona State, that the two schools want to stay together. Now, there's a little hiccup. The president of Arizona State is very tight with former commissioner of the Pac-12, Larry Scott. It would be a political defeat, essentially, for him because he's been all over what the Pac-12 has been doing. He's been a staunch supporter. So to leave would be admitting defeat. You've got the Big Ten courting Oregon and Washington at a reduced rate. And so I think when we all went to bed last night, this thing was done. It was blowing up. Now, if they can save, if Arizona's the only one who goes, and there's 8, can they save this thing by adding San Diego State, SMU, Colorado State? I mean, and that's where, JJ, that's where the Mountain West would get hurt. Right, if you're pulling for the Mountain West in this thing, you want to see the Pac-12 splinter, and whatever's left, you join with them, and your league becomes a little bit better.
It looks like congratulations, San Diego State, because you're probably going to the Pac-12 if Arizona goes to the Big 12. Because also the reports are that the Oregon and Washington stuff is starting to die out, and they're moving to the Big Ten. So Apple TV, let's all figure out how our free subscription is going to work for a month to watch Pac-12, and then it will fade back into irrelevance once again after that.
Well, it's funny you say. Well, a lot of it is so ironic.
But they're going to get one of those automatic bids because they're still a power conference. So that's
right.
Also a huge piece to this is Oregon, Washington. Those teams know that they have a path to the playoff.
It's a huge incentive to stay together, right? Because the college football playoff money is not being, not being considered in these conversations, right? When we all have these conversations about 20 million and 31 million and 60 million, that's the television money. But to your point, and I think this has to be considered when you have these conversations, the access, the automatic qualifier access to the college football playoff and the amount of money that will go with that is significant. And I think they're all looking at it and going, do I have a better path to the CFP if I'm Oregon going through what this Pac-12 would look like with, and San Diego State, if the Pac-12 stays together, San Diego State's getting in. I think SMU gets in. And then who? This roller coaster is insane. And I don't think it's stopped yet. The other piece is you talk about the Apple deal. So I was explaining to my daughter, and she's 17 years old, what's going on. She's like, Dad, what the heck is going on with college athletics? And so I was trying to explain it to her. She's like, Apple TV? Dad, everybody's bailing on Apple TV. Everybody's canceling their subscriptions. The only reason they have it is for Ted Lasso. And I don't know that she's wrong. I mean, how much work with me? How much Apple TV do you watch? And
this is more of the same for the Pac-12, and it's a worse position for them to be in. It's the hey, you're a power conference, so you get this ability to get into the playoff, but they're not going to be. They're going to be less visible on Apple TV, even in a streaming world. People don't consume sports streaming unless it's their team. Like if you come across the Pac-12 game that's on FS1 late night or on ESPN, you're watching that. there's a very few, and I get why that's so frustrating for the Pac-12. People that are going to find a way to watch the games, they're probably not going to pay for Apple TV, and they're probably just going to be gamblers and dudes that are still chasing Saturday late at night.
So your point is, somebody sitting in Alabama or SEC fan or a Big 12 fan or Big 10 fan, why would a guy who's an Auburn fan or a Michigan fan get Apple TV to watch that? I don't care. But now, if you're going to put it on my ESPN package or my ABC or my Fox package, I'll watch the Pac-12 late at night. But so what they're banking on, and here's the other issue, JJ, there's going to be other windows, right? Now Arizona can play in that late window in the Big 12. USC and UCLA are going to have the late window, so there's going to be games on here. There's still Mountain West games. So those late windows that are coveted so much are still, people are going to get football. They don't have to your point, subscribe to Apple TV and put it on their computer or on their phone when they can watch on their big screen and flip around. And look, there's still something, and you tell me if I'm wrong, to the convenience of being able just to hit previous channel, or flip between games or picture in picture and watch the USC.
Well, that's
Oregon
different. You can do that on TV streaming services, on YouTube TV, stuff like that. But when it's just, I need to pull up Apple to watch this game, but then I have to switch to the other linear networks, that's where it becomes not part of your viewing habits. And that's the difference. Like, I can have more games on my TV watching YouTube TV than I can with DirecTV. I can have 4 screens going.
Is that right?
Yes. And it looks a lot better than the picture-in-picture.
I need a lesson, by the way, on that. I'm going to have to flip over. You're going to have to get me over to that, because I know I've got to flip over to YouTube TV now.
Like, that's those, like, the TV streaming services.
Yeah.
But that's an entirely different conversation. We're talking about just having to turn on one for the Pac-12. And I get the frustration, because sport, even in this streaming age, is something that works on linear TV. There's a reason there's still that much money going out to these conferences in this day and age for that TV package. And I get it. You're going to get your $20 million and you're signing those deals, but it's going to be more of the same. All the junk that the Pac-12 was talking about, Larry Scott, and not getting the Pac-12 network out there and this or that, it's going to be the same thing for that conference, just with Apple TV.
And less money. Because they were getting, last go-around was north of $30 million. It was like $35 million.
The only thing that's going to save them is if Messi decides to throw on a Pac-12 jersey. I like Pac-12. Tune in.
Okay.
You get a little boost. That's about it.
All right. So Ross Dellinger's reporting that the tides are turning. The Pac-12 meeting this morning to sign, not just to discuss. He's saying to sign a grant of rights. Yahoo reported this, and that the expectation is that all of the presidents will show up for this. That includes Arizona, which would be just a stunning turn of events. So how George Kliavkoff, if he pulls this out, like all the abuse that the commissioner has been taken from the Pac-12, if he somehow saves this and pulls this out of the fire, I mean, all those things that you said about him, you kind of got to change your mind, don't you?
Yeah, and a lot of it, it's a realization of there's nowhere to go for a lot of these schools. And if you're jumping in maybe to a half share and still something that needs to escalate, as opposed to just being able to join a conference and get $30+ million right away, versus also everything that's there. And the Pac-12 still has the access, still has the path, and you want the ability to play in the college football playoff.
All right, so let me expand this a little bit, because Mountain West Conference now. I read the other day that UTEP and New Mexico State have reached out to the Mountain West if they're looking to fill if San Diego State and or Colorado State and or Pickett leaves. So what happens here? Because what's the number? Let's just assume Arizona goes, okay? Is 10 the number for the Pac-10? Is their number 10? There's more revenue to split if it's just SMU and San Diego State. Or do you feel they need, because I don't feel they need Colorado State and UNLV or Boise State or Fresno State.
Do they want to be 12 just to be 12? Because
well, what's the point? Well, I mean, they used to be the Pac-10.
Yeah.
Like, you could split that thing up. the revenue numbers are bigger if you don't have to split it up more.
All right, USC, UCLA, you're gone. We're at 10. If Arizona decides to stay and sign, then I don't see San Diego State joining them at that point in time. But if Arizona leaves, that would be the one to where, all right.
Wait. If Arizona does not leave, they're at 9. They're at 9. Colorado's gone, SC and UCLA are gone. 12 minus 3 is 9. So I can't see them staying at 9. So I think if that league stays together, I don't care what the number is. If that league stays together, San Diego State's in that league. You think I'm wrong?
Congratulations.
Well, I mean, to who? To San Diego State for fighting this thing out? Yeah, I mean, if they, well, let's see what happens here in the next few hours.
Mountain West still wants their money. So it's only going to take you like 2 years to come out on top.
That might be, and they may stay in this league for 2 years. And it'll cost them $17 million to get out. Right? But what is the Mountain West then going to look like? And do you think the Pac-12 to stay together is it just San Diego State and SMU? Or how big do they need to be? If the tide goes where it's going this morning, and where it's going this morning is completely different than where it was when you were going to bed last night. The word is Oregon and Washington, the Big Ten is cooling on Oregon and Washington, that the Pac-12 presidents are meeting within an hour to sign a grant of rights and keep that thing together. So if that's the fact, then they're coming at the Mountain West, and the Mountain West, which you went to bed last night, you're thinking, oh, they're getting Oregon State and Washington State. This is going to be great. Not so fast, my friend. So we'll watch this thing because, JJ, there is a ton to this. There is a ton to this. Then, when we come back, Florida State said, we're out. We need more money. One of the presidents in their league says their barking is not for the league what they want to do in the ACC because that league might be teetering a little bit too. College football's crazy right now. College athletics is nuts. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by STEM.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
The sports animal.
Well, the world's moving as we move, I guess. I mean, during the break, Brett McMurphy, who a pretty trusted college football sports writer, tweeted at the last minute, Pac-12 may stay together and sign grant of rights after Monday's media rights offer. Pac-12 held multiple Zoom meetings this week, and Arizona's president, Bobby Robbins, appeared fully committed to the Pac-12, so much that one participant said, quote, if Arizona leaves, he should win an Oscar, end quote. Now, you went to bed last night, and everything you read was Arizona was gone. So now everything, JJ, I mean, it's amazing how the direction of the conversation this morning, or the reporting this morning, has turned 180 degrees. I mean, seriously, in the last 48 minutes, right? When we went on the air, I think we all thought this thing was done. Arizona was out. And now everything that I'm reading this morning is it's completely swung back the other way. You see anything different?
No. So much for the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation, so much for a shift. The Pac-12 is alive and here to stay.
It's kind of crazy. And it's not just happening in the Pac-12 and the Mountain West and the Big 12 and the Big 10. The ACC is kind of dealing with it as well. You heard the Florida State Chancellor and one of their regents out the other day said, we need more money. We stir the pot. We bring the money. What is Florida State, other than a football school? What is Florida State?
They eat W's.
All right, then. Other people in their league are like, hey, dude, mellow out. North Carolina's athletic director is a guy named Bubba Cunningham, as it should be, by the way. His name should be Bubba Cunningham. He's a little unhappy with the mouthiness of Florida State, and he responded to comments that Florida State would very seriously consider leaving. Quote, I don't think it's good for our league or for them to be out there barking like that. I'd rather see them be a good member of the league, support the league, and if they have to make a decision, then so be it. Pay for the exit fee, wait for your grant of rights that you've given, and then in 2036, when those rights return to you, do whatever you want, end quote. Of course, that's what he's going to think. Well, all right, so
this is very similar to the Pac-12.
All right.
It's kind of, there is a little bit about get over yourself. You're not getting the same amount of money the SEC and Big Ten. Even quote-unquote big dogs, you have to deal with that. They are ahead of everyone else. You're not catching them. They haven't invited you in yet. And
that's
if
right.
they
They got nowhere to go.
They would have invited you. And similar to the Pac-12, still being in the ACC is your best path to becoming a playoff team.
Yeah.
So win your conference.
To get into the playoff, that's right. For Florida State, the best path to the college football playoff is in the ACC. You got to get through Clemson. I mean, who else are you worried about? Are you even worried about Miami anymore as a football team?
Well, I thought NIL was supposed to buy them all the wins, and it hasn't yet.
Well, they bought them a lot of players. Are you worried about Miami as a football program yet?
Not as the school that you cannot overcome. And I know the feeling at Florida State, because we saw the comments, read them coming from their Board of Regents meetings, is all the schools around them are going to have so much more money.
And they are.
Yeah, they're going to have so much more money, and yet you could still be in the same exact playoff as they are.
Because you've got different access. Yeah, I think that's right. You've got Clemson, and then you'll have a school that'll get hot for a year or two. I look at what Florida State's doing, and you're right. It's not very much different. Here's the deal with Florida State. They got nowhere to go. Now, somebody told me yesterday, and I've been trying to find this, and what I found out is you've got lawyers who believe this, that Florida State's lawyers believe that the way the grant of rights was written, and if you don't understand the grant of rights, basically, and that's what the Pac-12 is looking to do right now, you when you sign the grant of rights in exchange for your television money, you sign over your rights, the rights to your game, and or your home games to the conference's television partner for the duration of that contract. And supposedly Florida State feels that their grant of rights, that's not ironclad, they can get out of it. All right, let's go to the phones. 505-246-0610. That's area code 505-246-0610. Mailman, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. Hello, Mailman.
Good morning, fellas. I got a question for you, Jeff. I know we've been talking about these conference realignments, TV money, and things like that, but there's a situation that's going on. And I don't know, maybe you discussed it in the past, but I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do. And so, if you're aware or not, DirecTV is in a fight with Nexstar for Fox and CBS. Both
and CW. Yeah.
From DirecTV as of right now.
Yep.
So if you're thinking about that, that goes a ton of NFL games.
Yep.
Major League Baseball games on Fox.
Yep.
You got the football, college football that's coming in, and how is that going to affect everybody else? Like right now, I'm struggling to figure out where I'm going to watch NFL games, college games.
Yep.
I mean, it's tough enough, being like the Mountain West doesn't really.
Yeah, Mailman. What I'll do.
They have an official network, so they don't have a ton of money to draw from either. So I just, it's a losing fight all around for the consumer.
No, I agree with you.
To
All right.
stay with your teams and.
Yeah, and I'll look into that. And JJ, this has been an issue for a minute now. I still have DirecTV. I have not been able to watch the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. I had to dial it up on. I got a free watch on Fox Sports, but they know, they say, like, if you go to DirecTV, if you go to Fox, they say, oh, this isn't available in your area. I have not been able to watch anything on Live because it's CW. That's Nexstar, right? I have not been able to watch any of the baseball. It's kind of making me cranky on Sundays now. The golf on CBS isn't available for me either.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, Nexstar's got to figure that out with DirecTV, don't you think? And I've been meaning to put a call in to people over at KRQE and figure out where they are, but I think he's right. Like they've got a deadline, don't they? NFL season. I got to believe that Nexstar's sponsors are saying, yeah, I want to buy the NFL game, but if it's not available to DirecTV customers, why am I buying it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know where that stands. Mailman, it's a great point. It's a fair one, and I don't know what the answer. Let me look into it and see if I can find, because I have the same issue, and it's making me a little cranky as well. All right, we're going to watch this conference realignment thing. Evidently, the Pac-12 presidents are getting together right about now. and they may sign a grant of rights, and they may keep that thing alive, and then what? And I got a question for you. Are they still going to be considered a Power 5 conference? I'll make the argument why they shouldn't be. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Mitch, there's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch. And she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get 1 run back. That one sent on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Colorado or Utah would probably follow them. Oregon and Washington were probably going to the Big Ten, and the Pac-12 was going to implode, correct? I mean, that's kind of where everything was headed last night, right?
That was the feeling.
All right. The reports this morning are it's now 7 o'clock on the West Coast, 8 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. The Pac-12 presidents are convening right now, and there is a belief that they may sign a grant of rights and stay together as of this morning. Now, that means Arizona as well. There's a report that it all changed yesterday afternoon. Now, look, Arizona State, and I told you this earlier, their president has been very supportive. He wants to stay in the Pac-12. He was a Larry Scott guy. That's the former commissioner of the Pac-12. He wanted to stay, and Arizona State was content with the Pac-12 and the Apple deal. Okay, that's the $20 million plus the bonus for subscriptions. The regents, the chancellors, everybody, the board wants Arizona and Arizona State to stay together, and it sounds like the Arizona president has been swayed, and and that's really what's the rudder here, is what's steering this, is the Arizona schools. Who would have thunk that, right? That the Arizona schools are what was going to keep this thing together. But that's where it's headed right now. Now it could change again.
As if Arizona State, Utah left, that would make Oregon and Washington antsy. But if it's just one of them, I think Oregon and Washington feel good enough about where they are. Add a San Diego State, maybe an SMU along those lines, see what other schools get you to 10, and move on forward.
And the thought is, for Oregon and Washington, they're going to get a not a full share to go to the Big Ten, but it would have been a lifeline, and eventually they'd get up to a full share, and it would be more than what they're getting with Apple. So that's where we are. All right, 505-246-0610. Kevin, let's hit the phone lines. Kevin, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, I just have a little bit of information in terms of TV revenue. When you look at all the schools in the Big Ten and all the schools in the SEC, they make from TV distributions about $30 to $40 million per school. That doesn't include playoff wins, bowl games, all that stuff. So, for example, Vanderbilt in the SEC, Illinois in the Big Ten, they make more money than FSU and Clemson combined. Clemson was the last team in the ACC to win a national championship. I think it was 2017. That year, their total revenue was $11 million. And so it's untenable for the other schools. If you're not in the Big Ten and you're not in the SEC, you won't be able to compete, not just in football, but in all the other sports. And so that's why there's a big rush to get out of these dead and dying conferences like the Pac-12, like the ACC. If you take Clemson and Florida State out of the ACC, what are they? Right? And so there's a big...
Yeah, go ahead.
ACC, they're basically dying divisions. Did I break up there at all, or?
No, you're good. You're good. You're saying the ACC and the Pac-12 are basically dying, that if you're not in the Big Ten or if you're not in the SEC, you're playing from behind.
Yeah.
No, appreciate you, Kevin. JJ, I don't know that he's wrong, right? I don't know that he's wrong.
He's not wrong with that, but it's still one where I haven't seen Vanderbilt. I haven't seen other teams at the bottom. Like these teams that are in these conferences,
Northwestern,
just because, they have the money, but there's still so much more that goes into it, and you always want to have the money. You're chasing the money.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson's been pretty darn good for not having enough money. It's the facilities, it's the arms race, but it's also the effect of, if you got a good enough NIL, like, you're still going to survive, because this TV money, this conference revenue money, that's not going into that collective.
No, I think that's something totally different. I think, we're having two conversations here. But it is an interesting conversation when Florida State says, why is Vanderbilt making, to Kevin's point, millions more than we are a year because they're in that league and we're a way better program. Well, they're part of the SEC. And you brought this up, and Washington State and Oregon State have been riding this and make it to still ride, right? But for years, some of these programs who have been in those leagues, you talk, Rutgers right now, right? How lucky did Rutgers get when the Big Ten decided years ago that they wanted to get into quote unquote the New York market, right? And Rutgers is riding that. How good is Rutgers' athletic program, honestly?
Yeah, there's so many schools in these
Right?
power conferences that are lucky to be there. Not because they're good at football, they just happen to be in the conference.
Yeah, and Vanderbilt, and yeah, there's a bunch of them. But he's right as far as the discrepancy. But here's the other point. Okay, if you're not going to be in the Big Ten or the SEC, and there's only going to be 36, 40, however many, wherever the wheel stops, however many teams there's going to be. How do you situate yourself best after that, right? So if you are Pac-12, Big 12, ACC, how do I situate myself in the best economic place? How do I stay competitive? Well, they're getting 31 grand. I'm only getting, or 31 million. I'm only getting 20 million. Well, I want to be one of them, right? I mean, so now I'm playing at the next tier and trying to play at that level. 505-246-0610 is the Sports Animals phone line. Ray, good morning to you. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Ray.
How's it going, guys?
Good. What's up?
Hey, that's the one caller that called in about can't watch the games on DirecTV. I'd get rid of DirecTV if I were you. I was paying $180 with the sports package and all that on DirecTV.
Yep.
I'm paying $65.99 for YouTube. Got $150 off on the NFL ticket, and like JJ said, I can watch it on 4 screens, the games, and you get it on 5 TVs, up to 5 TVs in your house. And you can all watch different things. And I got double the sports stations, more baseball games, more basketball games. It's ridiculous. I was pissed off.
And I don't lose it. And I don't lose it when there's a rainstorm. No, it's a good call. You seem happy. You guys are all swaying me over there now.
We are not paid or endorsed by YouTube TV.
I was just going to make sure of that. David, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, David.
Hello. A couple of things. This drive to the super monolithic conferences is kind of old. It's kind of too old. Ultimately, all the experts you guys have talked about, ultimately Oregon, whatever, going to the Big Ten, they've all said no because of 2 things. Oregon and Washington don't bring anything to the conference. Conferences already get big. And ironically, people are missing out on the fact that the Big Ten makes more money than the SEC does as of now. Why would they need to then dilute that across more teams to become a 24-team conference? Nobody convinced me or other experts that Oregon and Washington were going to the Big Ten. The Pac-12, I think, is resilient. I think there's plenty of teams and conference networks for ultimately that to withstand. And proof of that is the Mountain West, with no real big conference network in the Pac-12 having a weak one. They don't seem to disappear just because they don't compete with the Big Ten and the SEC. Ultimately, I think it would be interesting if Clemson and Notre Dame and maybe other things were to join the Pac-12. That would, for media rights, and ultimately Florida State, Clemson, Notre Dame were to join the Pac-12, taking them up to 16, that would be worthwhile.
Well, it would be an interesting conference, but and David, thank you for the call. I mean, I think it'd be interesting for you and me. Can you see them saying we're coming down to 20 million and put us on Apple TV? Take me off of linear because that's the Pac-12's TV
Notre
deal.
Dame, as long as NBC's paying them, they're not joining the conference.
Right. NBC, they've got their own television network. NBC is basically their own network. But, I mean, yeah, would I like to see that? Would it be fun to see, conferences in Florida State and Clemson come to the Pac-12? And would it be interesting? But tell me why they're doing that. Florida State's complaining about what they're getting in the ACC, and they're coming – what's the number, JJ? 20 million at the Pac-12, and everything's going to be on Apple? Mm-hmm. Take me off of linear. Give me less money, but I'm going to go to the Pac-12. It's just, yeah, I'd love to see it. It's just not going to happen. All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. I'll get you your comments. You got a lot of stuff coming in. I'll read you your comments. We got a lot of NFL stuff, JJ, as well, that I want to get to because, well, there's a lot of NFL stuff to get to. You had games last night. You had the the Hall of Fame stuff. And when we come back, Cowboy fan, Can your offensive line hold up? We'll keep you abreast of everything that's going on. We're going to watch everything and see if there's news coming out of the Pac-12 stuff, but the NFL as well. And can the offensive line hold up for the Cowboys? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting.
And everybody outside the football team.
Yeah,
but there's still
basketball, men's and women's basketball probably will fly charter too. So football, basketball.
Not
at
all
that level. At that level, I'm going to guess for Title IX with the money that's coming in. I'm going to guess, but okay, all right. So you're right.
Like
not all.
I think that's one that the charter changes everything.
Sure, it does.
But that's just for basketball and football.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I don't know that people have thought about that. And I remember Brian Dutcher saying that. He said, we just flew because they played their first two games. San Diego State did it in Orlando. And he said, just a 5-hour, 6-hour flight. I mean, it just takes its toll. Can you imagine doing this how many times a year? And he says, we're flying charter. This is beautiful. But yeah, your volleyball team that's got to go, I mean, I don't know, Central Florida and Arizona were going to be in the same league, right? I mean, that's a hell. How many nonstops are there from Tucson to Orlando?
And
I guess not that many.
And we understand that you don't have to be in school anymore to be a student athlete. Everything you do is out of school. It doesn't make it any easier, when you're up at 8 a.m. in the hotel room and that is your classroom and it's what you got to do. But the reality is, for a lot of these other teams, their road trips, they're going to be gone a long time, because if you're USC, UCLA, whatever Olympic sport, and it's conference season, you're going to be on the road a week or two, because you got to knock out. Hey, let's go play, Rutgers and Penn State, etc. Knock out a couple of those
Maryland.
games and come back home.
By the way, your 8 a.m. class in Texas when you go on the West Coast is now 6 a.m. Just saying, right?
It's
when
life
you're in
lessons.
When you're in the Central Time Zone and you go to Northwestern and your softball team's in LA and you're taking that early class, that's 6 a.m., not 8. Bruin James, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, James.
Hey, thank you, guys. I got several things to say this morning. Who is Cheryl Miller still the greatest IE athlete, women's athlete, or does that go to Diana Taurasi?
I don't know, man.
And another thing, how about the fans? We were so used to going to Vegas, watching the Pac-12 championship, get on the 15, go to Vegas, have a good time. Now, the Big 12, Big whatever, 50, whatever it is, or whatever that conference UCLA's been in, you got to go to Chicago or Indianapolis to watch the tournament and stuff like that. But yeah, it's gonna be hard on the student athlete and also on the fans.
That's right, but nobody cares.
I would like to go watch the Bruins play Michigan in the big house. Yeah, but it's ridiculous, guys. But hey, Diana Taurasi, Don Lugo High School, Chino, California.
Big day for her.
Have a good one. Take care, bro.
All right. Later. The Pac-12, if they stay together, will still be in Vegas. UCLA just won't be there anymore. If you're just joining us, the tide this morning has turned. All the reports, Dan Wetzel and McMurphy and all these guys who follow college football really closely, and Yahoo was the first to report it this morning. Pac-12 presidents are meeting right now, and there's a chance that they sign the grant of rights and keep that league together. And it feels like Arizona may stay. Now, do they stay at 9? No, they will add San Diego State. I'm firmly sure of that. But do they go to 10? Do they need SMU? JJ, if Arizona stays, is it San Diego State, SMU, and they go to 11? Do they need to go to 12? And if they go 12, who's the next one? Because it feels to me like Colorado State would be the next one in line.
For the Pac-12, I think
if they stay
10 ends up being their number.
So you think Arizona's out, or do you think they only
leaves? They go to 10. If not, it's just San Diego State, and they don't have to worry about anyone else.
They don't bring in SMU. They go to 10 with San Diego State.
Yeah, that would make the most sense for them right now with everything that they've gone through as a conference.
Let me just tell you, whatever makes sense doesn't make sense. I'm just telling you.
True.
I mean, whatever makes sense isn't what's happening. All right. Do you have a sweet deal in there right now?
Yes, we do, Jeff. Did you
why don't
know
you
that
hit that
today is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day?
So I knew that simply because of the promo.
Absolutely. And it's, of all the days that we have on the calendar, this one is probably my favorite because I am a cookie monster, love to eat the cookies, and Bill and Sue are here. Snuggle Cubs Cookies. First off, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us about Snuggle Cubs Cookies. Where did that idea come from?
Well, Snuggle Cubs Cookies Snuggle Cubs is what we used to call our kids when they were small.
Aww.
It's not quite as cute anymore since they're in their 20s.
Oh, it's still cute.
But we wanted to make a cookie company that reflected our values of sharing and love and really New Mexico.
I love that.
We've been out here for about 30 years, and we really wanted to be New Mexico's cookie that reflects, small places, small towns that you may not have ever been to before. But this brings it to light and brings it into focus.
And you mentioned the New Mexico themed cookies that are such a big part of what you do. How do you go about figuring out, which flavor goes with kind of which style throughout the state of New Mexico?
Well, sometimes we just think of the name of the place that we're trying to exhibit. And then other times the flavor just says, well, like the Tularosa, for some reason just reminded me of a cherry almond amaretto. So sometimes it works one way, sometimes it works the other.
It's kind of like music, right? Sometimes you write the lyrics, sometimes you write the music, and then add the lyrics later. It's the same way with cookies and cookie names.
Cookies, and it just comes to you. It is our sweet deal today, going live top of the hour, 9 a.m. on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. You will get a sweet deal voucher, and this is such a unique one this morning. So for $21.50, you get $43 worth. And your business, it's all online. So people go online, look at the cookies, place their order, and it's shipped wherever they need it to be shipped to.
Right. With the sweet deals, you'll get 2 codes. So you enter one, it'll give you half price on the cookies, and then the other one will zero out the shipping up to $9, so it's within the state of New Mexico. And then you just hit click, and it'll arrive at the door of your choosing.
So it's snugglecubscookies.com is the website, so you can go preview the cookies that you're going to be getting with this sweet deal. And, of course, it's National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. But what's the one? Now, everyone listening this morning, they're getting hungry. They're like, I'm going to go look at these cookies that they have to have along with the chocolate chip cookie.
Well, we have all the traditional standards, but we are especially proud. We introduced this week our UNM cookies.
Ooh, that's perfect.
Right. So we have the UNM Lobo Louie and the UNM Lobo Lucy. So the Lobo Lucy is cherry walnut, and then the Lobo Louie is the chocolate chip toffee and sea salt. So we collaborated with the University of New Mexico. And the great thing about it is that a portion of the sales goes back to the university. So we're really happy about that.
Well, that's fantastic. UNM, New Mexico, through and through, snugglecubscookies.com. Go right now. Write down the cookies you want. This sweet deal will go live at 9 a.m. So for $21.50, you'll get $43 worth. That will cover everything. It will cover your cookies. It will cover your shipping. And you can be munching cookies sooner than you realize. Bill, Sue, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank
joining
you.
us
Thanks
on the
for
opening
having us.
drive. And that's fantastic. We've got UNM cookies, New Mexico themed cookies. And we'll tell you more about our sweet deal as well. And also coming up next, it's the Red Zone on the Sports Animal.
All right, real backed up in the.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
All right, let me make sure I understand this. You get cookies and I don't?
Dude, look at this. It's not just
like
a
you
cookie,
got all
that's a
those
box
cookies?
of cookies. Like
Let me see.
this is Snuggle Cubs cookies, sweet deal, top of the hour.
You got all
Chocolate
that?
chip, toffee, sea salt. It's the Lobo Louie cookie that they partnered with UNM on. The Enchanted Sunset Cranberry Orange Pecan.
All right, I got
how do you pronounce
coffee.
that? What do you go with?
Pecan.
This one looks great. The Madrid Double Chocolate Espresso Sea Salt.
Look at DC over there. You going to share it with him or what?
I already gave him some.
He did.
What did you
He
get?
did. He was very
Which one
generous.
did you get? What'd you get?
I got
you
a
got
couple
one?
of Lobos and the double chocolate.
All right. All right. Enjoy that, boys. Enjoy that. Go ahead. Hit the sweet deal. All right. Breaking news this morning, and we're really watching this closely. The future of the Pac-12 now seems totally different than it did 12 hours ago. The reports all this morning are Pac-12 presidents are meeting right now to potentially, certainly discuss, and potentially sign a grant of rights to keep the league together. And Arizona, it may stay, and Oregon and Washington, and then where do they go? So we're watching that. And we'll hold up and get you everything that you need to know on that. But that's the word this morning. I teased this before we hit, and then we're going to hit red zone. I asked you, can the Cowboys' offensive line hold up, JJ? They're without Zach Martin. They have injuries that will happen because, well, it's an offensive line. And Tyron Smith told the Fort Worth Telegram, and he's one of their offensive linemen, he says, I'm back to being comfortable. I've been playing left for a long time. I'm just back to my normal spot, and I'm knocking the rust off right now. He's 32 years old, played 17 games. Can that line stay intact? Because if they don't, then Dak isn't what you all want him to be, and they got a problem.
We know that's, as much as we're talking about the quarterback situation, the way to have a good quarterback play, a way to elevate your running back room as the offensive line. And that's going to be the biggest question mark, is your left tackle staying healthy in Dallas and getting Zach Martin happy to get back in to camp to anchor that offensive line.
Yeah. All right. So here's a segment that we're going to be doing. You'll get used to this because I think it's going to be every day, and it's not just going to be football season. I think it's going to be 12 months out of the year, and because, well, it's always football season here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports NFL.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna Tom Brady this thing.
You're in the Red Zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
All right, boys. Last night, the NFL season kicked off with the Hall of Fame game.
Saw that.
We did. And there were a few flashes, but basically it was a bad watch. It had me asking myself, is the preseason really necessary? So I ask you, is there another format potentially, or perhaps that would be both compelling for fans and beneficial for the teams?
You want this first?
Preseason is necessary. You still got to allow some dudes to go out there, play football, and show who they are. It's an opportunity to make a football team. I think a lot of the positions, even the NFL guys, the decision makers, can decide. My thing with preseason football is I would love to see more NFL teams make it affordable instead of trying to always lump it in with their season ticket package. Make it an avenue for fans that can't get there in the regular season because they're priced out to get there in the preseason. At least let them see some football.
That's really cute. And that would be wonderful, and it's never going to happen because the owners sell you the full package and they make their money on it. JJ, the conversation, when I hear this conversation, reminds me of the conversation we have in regards to college football and are they student athletes and NIL and all this. We're talking, we only talk about the top tier when we have these conversations, right? Well, is it necessary? No, it's not necessary for Aaron Rodgers, and it's not necessary for Patrick Mahomes. But to JJ's point, it is so totally necessary for all those guys who are trying to make a team. How about Dorian Thompson-Robinson last night? So when you say it was a bad watch, I don't know, man. I kind of enjoyed watching. Like it's not a Sunday afternoon watch in the fall. It's not a Sunday night watch or a Monday night watch. But for a guy like that trying to make a team, make a living, those guys to me, no, it's necessary for them. Now, I'll tell you, like I tell you on anything else, is it, first of all, are we really having a conversation? Is there too much football? As we sit here all year and say, there's no football, I miss football. Now we're like after one game, is there too much? It's like the bowl game thing. I tell you, if you don't like it, don't watch it. But no, they need some sort of a preseason.
2nd and goal.
All right, over in the AFC West, last Saturday, Travis Kelce and linebacker Jack Cochran got a little chippy. After a touchdown catch, things escalated to the point where Kelce actually threw a punch at Cochran. It was very funny to watch, actually. It looked silly on camera because they both had the little padded helmets on, but I did start to wonder, is this little crack the beginning of the end for the Chiefs dynasty?
No. Absolutely not. Last year, the conversation on the Chiefs dynasty, well, Tyreek Hill's gone. Is this the end of the Chiefs dynasty? JJ, who was the biggest guy, and I'm not going to tell you the only one, but was I as loud of a voice telling you last year, just because they lose Tyreek Hill, their dynasty isn't over? You know why it's not the end of the Chiefs dynasty? Do you see? Because Patrick Mahomes is going into his prime. So the answer is 100% absolutely no.
As long as Patrick Mahomes is taking snaps at quarterback for Kansas City, that window is open. That window will only shut once Patrick Mahomes retires from the NFL.
It's easy.
3rd and goal.
All right, in the NFC East, reports out of Giants camp say Danny Dimes is slinging it all over the field. We talk a lot about the Eagles and Cowboys being the front runners in the East, but the Giants are starting to look like a threat. What would it take for the Giants to shock the NFL world by winning that division?
It would take Danny Dimes dropping dimes and to legit look at him and say he won at least 2 games in the fourth quarter, that he led the drives, that he made the big plays in that offense, because to be good, to go on runs, your quarterback has to be able to make plays in the fourth quarter. And if they want to win that division, knock someone off, that's going to be on the back of Daniel Jones.
It'll also take Saquon Barkley staying healthy and being Saquon Barkley, right? There's been Saquon Barkley throughout his career has had a history of injuries. Now, I hate saying a guy's injury prone when you're going to throw guys out there and have 300-pound guys fall on your ankle or knee and then tell me, well, he's injury prone. I struggle with that term. But it's going to take Saquon Barkley to be healthy and productive, and Danny Dimes to continue to progress at the rate at which he progressed last year. JJ, I agree with your assessment on he's got to be better. When we have this conversation, we had it the other day, who are the average quarterbacks? I'm going to put him right in the middle, right? I'm going to put Daniel Jones. Now, again, you decide what average is. We have this conversation as if you're in the middle. If you're 15, 14, 15, 16 in this league, there's a bunch of guys above you and below you. Is that average? He's still, that still means you're pretty good. If you come out of this thing and say Daniel Jones is the 12th best quarterback in this league and Saquon Barkley stays healthy, Giants can do a lot this year.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, finally in fantasy football, how early is too early? Experts have moved away from drafting quarterbacks early. However, guys like Allen, Hurts, Mahomes, those dudes, they score more than everyone else by a lot. So I ask you guys, what is your strategy when you're drafting quarterbacks in fantasy football?
Always in your regular snake draft, I have almost always waited till the 5th, 6th rounds. JJ, I've told you my strategy, and look, in the league that I drafted, I finished runner-up last year. In the league that we went auction, I stunk. But I've always been a 5th, 6th round guy that you can get give me a Derek Carr, a Daniel Jones, a Matthew Stafford kind of a guy mid round. But there are so many dynamic playmakers. Like, I'm in a keeper league right now, and I'm thinking, do I keep a running back or do I keep Lamar? And I think that there's a couple of playmakers, if it is a Mahomes, a Burrow, an Allen, a Lamar, that then cut the first couple of rounds. I think there's a couple exceptions now. I think it's changed a little bit for me.
It's also what kind of fantasy player are you? Even in your big-time leagues, the ones that you've been in, there's still a couple guys in the league that aren't as intense as everyone else. So if you don't want to be intense, if you don't want to be having to hit the waiver wire, drafting Mahomes or Josh Allen early, it's set it and forget it. And you do not have to worry unless that player gets hurt. And so I think it's just kind of what kind of player you are. If you're more intense, it's what you do. You're spending time on the waiver wire. You absolutely wait on a quarterback, because I was one of those dudes, drafted Lamar Jackson. You know who finished the year as my starting cornerback? Who wasn't drafted?
Not him.
Justin
Not
Fields.
him. Yeah.
And he was fantastic. He scored 50 points a game, and I didn't draft him.
Mine was Geno. I drafted Lamar, and I had Geno back it up, and who was playing at the end of the year? It was Geno. So are you a 2-quarterback guy? Because some guys are like, well, I've got one guy and I'm going to ride him. I always try to get two
I usually
solids.
sit on one.
So let me ask you this, because this is strategy. In DC, you play too. If I said you could have, let's just say Lamar and Desmond Ridder, or you could have like a Jared Goff and a Derek Carr, which way would you go?
I'm a sucker for the rushing yards in fantasy football.
Okay, so those are bad examples. Yeah, that's fair. Daniel Jones. All right, so let me give you a Daniel Jones and a Geno Smith.
Those running yards, just like JJ said, that 700 yards in a season, that's a ton of value for that position.
No doubt. No doubt. But yeah, it's coming, and I got a draft next week, don't I?
Do you really?
It's too early, dude. But whatever. I mean, if I got to go take these guys' money, I'll go take their money. I mean, it's all for fun. Oh, wait, gambling's okay now? I can't remember. It's
all for fun.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Update what we're hearing on the college stuff. I've got a bunch of your correspondence on the college realignment, which, if you're just joining us, has really turned in regards to the Pac-12 and where they're going. Update on that. Nick Nee is going to be with us, the director of golf at Sandia Golf Club, coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. So we will get you what you need to know as far as to make your golf game better, and we'll discuss all the golf. I want to tell you about International Protective Service. IPS watches my home. They make Albuquerque safer, a better place to live and work by protecting your home with armed, trained security officers. They protect your business as well. I've trusted IPS for years. I love them. They come by the house every day. I see Officer Crespin. My neighbors now use IPS. Aaron's looking for some help. His business is to protect homes and businesses. So if you're a former or retired police officer, if you have military or security experience, you want to make our city a better place to live and work, Aaron's saying fill out an application on ipsglobal.com. He's got world-class professionals to train you to handle almost any situation. Call him at 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or go to ipsglobal.com and fill out an application if you want to make Albuquerque a better place to live and work.
This report is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say, people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
UNM cookie, it falls apart when heated. Then it's a UNM cookie. Sign the last undefeated team in the nation. The jokes are going to write themselves on this one. By the way, the cookies there are awesome. I'm just reading them. I don't write them.
I don't know. This looks pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
Looks pretty fantastic. Where's the camera? Pretty fantastic.
All right, the news this morning, and we're watching it. Pac-12 presidents are meeting right now, by every report, and could come out and keep this league together and sign a grant of rights, and the Pac-12 would go on. We'll watch it, get you updates as we hear them. 505-246-0610. Edward, thanks for holding. Good morning. You are on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Hey, good day. So thoroughly enjoyed your goal line segment, your red zone. You know what I would do? Kick the freaking field goal on second and goal. Guarantee yourself points. Hey, in the absence, I always tell people, I'm not crazy, even though some people may think so. I'm just ahead of the curve intellectually. It's a quote from the Joker. If you look at the absence of structure and organization in college football, even if you peered back 5 years ago and where we are today, you have to break down all conventional wisdom. And I shared this with you guys, and I'll be very succinct. We're at a point now, and these guys from LSU told me when I was visiting my son in Texas, I shared them with my idea that the major four conferences are going to pull out of the NCAA and do their own thing, and they said it's going to be even bigger than that. There's going to be two major conferences, the SEC and the Big Ten, and there's going to be 16 to 20 teams in each one of them. And what they're going to do is they're going to pull out and do their own thing, and the top four teams that finish in each conference are going to play for the national title. The second four, meaning teams 5 through 8 in each conference, are going to play in some of the biggest bowl games. And then sequentially, you'll go through that. And guess what, guys? That's exactly what's going to happen. And you know who's going to be part of that? Arizona and Arizona State, because there's 6 to 7 million people in the greater area of Tucson, Phoenix, and Tempe. And that's where we're headed. So whether people want to embrace it or not, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's coming to fruition. And then the fallout of that, however the other conferences align, that's okay. And they'll play for a separate national championship. They'll play for their own championship. And I'm not trying to be right. I'm just trying to get it right. But I'm telling you right now, book this tape, because that's what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. Thank you for taking my call. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, man. I don't know that that's where I think it's going. I don't know that we'll have two at that level, but certainly we're directed towards two conferences that are bigger than the others. I mean, is there an argument there?
Not
SEC, Big Ten have separated themselves from. So do you have Power 5, Power 4, whatever you have? I don't know. Then what do you call those two? More powerful? The superpowers? Superhero conferences? What are they? But right now it looks like the Pac-12 is cobbling and trying to stay together. Nick Nee's going to be with us when we get back. Get you a golf tip, catch you up on the world of golf and what's going on. He is the director of golf out at the Sandia Golf Club. Looking forward to catching up with him as after they hosted us last week out there. That segment will be brought to you by the Sandia Golf Club. It's the opening drive. Thanks for being with us on a Friday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Animal, proud to be a Cumulus media station, even if they're not that proud of us. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bob.
Well, good Friday morning. If you're just joining us, just waking up, just joining the world, welcome to our Friday. Breaking news this morning out of the Pac-12. The presidents and all the schools have confirmed the 9 remaining presidents of the Pac-12 are in a meeting right now discussing staying together. George Kliavkoff, the commissioner, is presenting a media deal, which JJ just saw a report that could be that increase from 20 to 25 million per team. I don't know if that's true, but that's one of the reports. Does that make it better? Word is the Big Ten has cooled on their interest in Oregon and Washington, and that Arizona State's president may have persuaded Arizona State and Arizona to stay in the Pac-12, keep that thing together. So they're going on, and we could have a grant of rights signed there potentially today.
Boring.
Pac-12 would stay together, and then they'd come after San Diego State, and then what? Would they stop at 10?
Thanks for nothing, Pac-12.
So all this over maybe nothing. Maybe just Colorado leaving and San Diego State moving. Right? I mean, that really could be. Yeah.
It's time. Let's put our capital together. Call up the Saudis. And let's just buy an entire college football conference, Jeff. Let's do it. Let's just own an entire conference.
Would you call it Live? I mean, I don't know.
Let's just do it.
Call it what you want. All right. Let's talk some golf. The Wyndham Championship is the PGA stop this week in Greensboro, North Carolina. Adam Stevenson is your leader right now, 11 under. Lucas Glover, Byung-Hung An, and Russell Henley at -9. Let's talk a little golf and get out to the Sandia Golf Club. This segment is brought to you by the Sandia Golf Club, the Director of Golf. I just gave you a new title. The Director of Golf at the Sandia Golf Club is Nick Nee. He joins us today. Hello, Nick. How you living?
I'm living well. Happy Friday. Apologize I missed you guys in person last week while you're on our patio. And, congratulations on the anniversary of the show. And but life's good.
It's it was good to see you afterwards. By the way, JJ, Nick did come by. He was in a meeting when we were out on the patio. Thank you for hosting us out there. Yes, last Friday. It was a good time. Love your place. Thank you for having us out there. And thank you for coming by on number 3 and helping me read that putt and 2 putt and make par.
Yeah, you're coachable. I love it. We're certainly our pleasure to host you guys so you can see what we do day in and day out and be able to experience, what we talk about on the show and allow us to shine. And certainly hope you guys enjoyed the signature burritos that were there and certainly the golf that our superintendent and his staff does a tremendous job in upkeeping the golf course. So it's certainly our pleasure to have you guys and happy we could do it.
So we didn't get to talk to you about the Open Championship, a young, a lefty that comes out of nowhere, an American lefty to win the Open. What did you think of the Open Championship?
Yeah, one for the little guys. I'm right there with Brian Harman. I'm not left-handed, but excited to see. It was interesting to see the stat of, how he got it done and able to just hit greens. And even though he was 30, 40, 50 feet, he, knocked it within 2-3 feet to remain, basically batting 1,000 inside 10 feet. But, it was quite a few tap-ins. So when you do that, you're going to win majors. And, he's been plugging along and doing really good this year on the tour. And not surprised that he finally broke through because he's got unbelievable short game. I don't know if it's just a lefty thing. I wish I could tap into that somehow.
Right. The stat in putts under 10 feet was amazing to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and when you can do that, you're going to be at the top of the leaderboard. I guarantee it. Because if you hit it inside 10 feet, that hole is going to feel like it's double the size, and you can make dang near anything you look at, and he did.
Nick Nee, the Director of Golf out at San Diego Golf Club, is with us this morning. This segment's brought to you by the San Diego Golf Club.
Now, Nick, you look at reading greens, and I was not as good as Jeff when you were out there talking. I missed that par putt that you lined me up for. What is just a basic thing, for just a recreational golfer, the guy like me that, gets out there, I try it, 3-4 times a year playing around. Just the one thing that I just need to keep in mind when I'm on the green.
Yeah, great question. We just got to get you just a touch firmer on our greens, and you'd have made it. That's my fault. That's a coaching deal telling you it's back up to the mountain. So I'll take full responsibility. Hit it where we asked you to. We just forgot to mention the last part of hitting it hard. Especially out here and reading greens, it's we got the mountain, right? We understand where the low point is in terms of the topography of the land, where the river is. So that's predominantly going to be the break. What I tell a lot of people when we're reading greens is I take it very simple. I can't overthink things. What I do is survey the whole green. I find where the highest point of the green is and where the lowest point of that green is. And typically it falls from mountain down to river as well as that slope. But I just want to get to that low point. I just want to see how severe that slope is. And then I just pick a high point and I just go for it. And then I just focus on speed. For me, in my personal game, I just want to understand the break, and then I'm just trying to determine the speed, and I focus more on the speed once I understand just how it's going to break. The other thing that you can do is just get on the other side of the hole and read it from hole going back to where your ball is positioned. Just pop your ball right up next to the ball marker, walk to the other side real quick, read it from hole back to where you're putting from. You'll be able to kind of have a picture in your mind. And that's where you hear Tiger and his dad that they worked on a lot of is putting to the picture, allowing yourself to create that picture in your mind, executing that picture, focus on the speed, pick the line, putt to that picture, and see if you can actually execute, short shots, and you'll be pretty effective doing so.
He's Nick Nee, the director of golf out at the San Diego Golf Club. We talked about the Open 2 weeks ago. Nick, there's an event, and it's one of my favorite events of the year, and it's not a PGA event, but it might be as good for golf as any event that we watch on TV, and that's that celebrity tournament up at Tahoe. And when Steph Curry made that hole-in-one on Saturday on the front nine, I think it was number 7 or number 6, whatever it was, and then watching him come down and make an eagle putt on number 18 to win and him go nuts. Like, what does that do for your game? Because that's a dude people who don't watch golf are now going, wow, golf's pretty cool. I'm going to tell you, if you ask me what was better for golf that weekend, Brian Harman, an American, winning the Open, the world's most popular tournament, or watching Steph Curry do that, I'd probably argue the amateur was great for your game.
Yeah, you'd have a really good argument. I don't know that I heard a whole lot of people ask me what I thought of Brian Harman, but I had a boatload of people ask me, did you see Steph Curry? Did you see his hole-in-one? Did you see his eagle? Did you see this? I think when you can create engagement, you can create conversation around the game of golf, it's going to help us tremendously. Now you have the crossover of professional athletes, celebrities, everybody invested that's playing the game of golf. I think it shows that it's a game that can be played and enjoyed by everybody at any level. Obviously, they're extreme athletes, but take it for what it is. The golf, we create engagement. We're creating, cohesiveness amongst people that have never met. They get together, they get to be together, play, and understand each other and get to know each other. It's anytime we can have that engagement, it's awesome to see at the highest level of the best athletes in the world. I mean, obviously Steph's just big time, and now we know that he can hit any shot on the floor and dang near make it from anywhere on the golf course. But
how about the putt to win the tournament, Nick?
A lot of conversation. Yeah, it was fantastic.
How about the putt? I mean, the hole-in-one's great, and hole-in-ones are luck, but the putt to win the golf tournament? Onions.
Absolutely. It's kind of what we just were talking about with JJ, picking that high point and letting it fall and just trusting that picture in your mind. And when you have that, I mean, I can only imagine what the scene was like there. You kind of get a feel on social media, but I mean, just a big time putt. I mean, just absolutely ice in the veins, obviously on a basketball floor. Now, I don't know that I'd ever want to see him in a match, or I think it'd be interesting to watch him, maybe see if he can compete on the Korn Ferry, because obviously he's got a great game.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. All right, let's get a golf tip from Nick Nee, the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club. It's brought to you by San Diego Golf Club.
Yeah, great one for you. A little short game. We're going to get a hanger. You're going to put it, as you grip the club, you're going to put it on the front of your club, so just between kind of your thumbs and the grip. And when you get that, you're going to put that hanger, you're going to press it forward so the end of the hanger touches your inside or your lead hand. So left hand for right-handed player, right hand for a left-handed player. What that's going to do is that's going to allow the hands and the handle to lead the club head through. And you're just going to you can do half swings with a tee, or you can actually hit a golf ball. Again, put that hanger just between your thumbs and the grip, and we really want to press that forward. And what we're doing is we're creating some rotation with the trail and lead shoulders as we rotate. Our hands are leading the golf club as we go through. I typically do this in chipping and pitching, but you can actually incorporate this into a full swing. We'll kind of parlay that into next week's tip that we're going to use the hanger as well. But right now, I want you to work on just the lower half, get that hanger up against your lead arm, and just inside that forearm, allow your hands and the handle to lead through, what you end up seeing is you'll control the low point, you'll have centerness of contact, and you won't be able to flip it where we're trying to use the hands to manipulate the club face.
That's good. All right. What do you got going at Sandia? It's you got a little rain this week, a little bit. It's going to get hot again. But I'm not going to lie, man. Golf course was in really, really good shape when we played last week.
Yes, thank you for that. We appreciate it. You know, Roy Johnson, our superintendent, his maintenance staff, working day in and day out, just hand watering hot spots. So come out and enjoy it. Again, that red ticket is your best ticket for the best deal here at Sandia Golf Club. Sign up for that text club. When we run specials, it will be pushed as a text message notification to your cell phone. You can book direct from there at sandiagolf.com. And then again, our menu, the patio, food and beverage establishment that Ernie does a tremendous job. Best food in town with some of the best views, if not the best view. And just a little plug, we got our fall and winter menu that is in the works of being finalized. We got some great items coming back, like Eggs Benedict, a steak that's coming on, and a sandwich that's also coming. Nice. And then little teaser, we got a signature dessert that you can certainly come try at Sandia Golf Club on the patio and the restaurant. Come play golf, enjoy the round of golf. Thank the superintendent if you see him. They're working hard. They're doing a great job around the city, around the state. Our team's doing a tremendous job. We hope to see you here at Sandia Golf Club real soon.
Nick, always appreciate you. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for the time.
Thank you all. Have a great week.
All right, JJ, I mean, the Pac-12 story has shifted and shifted back in the last 15 minutes, right? I mean, literally shifted both ways. The latest on what's going on with the Pac-12, according to reports, and literally it feels like it's changing by the minute as the presidents are meeting right now to try to save their league. What we know when we come back. It's the opening drive on a Friday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
The U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a
conference realignment. So if you're just joining us, let's take you on the ride that we've been on this morning. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. So JJ, I think we all went to bed last night, at least most of us. I got an email, not me, thinking that the Pac-12 was done. We wake up this morning hearing that the presidents are going to get together. They had a meeting this morning at 8 o'clock Mountain Time, and we heard that they were going to sign the grant of rights. Now I'm hearing that Oregon and Washington, the Big Ten is upping the ante a little bit, trying to get Oregon and Washington to go to the Big Ten. Arizona's president, from everything we're hearing, wants to go to the Big 12, but the Arizona Board of Regents, which oversees Arizona and Arizona State, wants to keep those two schools together. Arizona State wants to stay in the Pac-12. Brett McMurphy tweeted 16 minutes ago, the Pac-12 is unable to get the grant of rights signed this morning. Nothing has changed as far as Oregon and Washington join the Big Ten. Ducks and Huskies still expected to be Big Ten bound when finances are worked out. And they're coming. So right now, I don't know where we are. We're watching. Nobody wants to be the first one out, is what it sounds like, right? Arizona feels like doesn't want to be that last straw, that thread, that Jenga piece that drops the whole thing.
Because everyone is just so pure in college athletics, and we care so much about everyone else, and we all want to be able to compete, and we don't want to be the one that destroys it.
6 minutes ago, Dan Wetzel reports Pac-12 could not close the grant of rights deal this morning. The fate of the league likely now rests on if Oregon can make a deal with the Big Ten. There's hesitancy among many Big Ten about logistics of 18-team league, travel to Eugene. Money usually wins out in these things, and he's right. I mean, it's all money. Tell me the difference between traveling to Oregon on charter and traveling to LA. I'm not really sure I understand it. In fact, I think it's closer if you're in Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, Chicago. It's a shorter flight, isn't it? I mean, what am I looking at now? So this is kind of crazy. That's where we are. And we'll watch it. But, I mean, this thing has swung twice in the last 2.5 hours.
What do you want?
Yeah. All right, so let me get. We got a sweet deal going on. What was the cookie company again?
Snuggle Cubs.
All right, and they got a Lobo cookie, and so we got the text line hitting Lobos with cookie jokes in honor of the heated rivalry with Dixie State. A cupcake company needs to team up with NMSU. See what he did there? Yeah. Let me get you some of your some of your emails. They're coming in. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, and JJ. It's sportsanimalabq.com. Mike is in on Rutgers. That was the loss that got Bob Davey fired, Jeff Alou. That was when the house of cards all started to crumble. We were talking about Rutgers a little earlier. Yep, a little bit. Sid said, living it up, live golf. Mr. Symbieta, I was able to watch golf all summer in the comfort of my living room for free with rabbit ears. Yep, you could do that. Gopher said, I couldn't disagree with you more, Jeff. I've never gone to bed thinking the Mountain Week is getting Wazoo or Oregon State. All right. I think many of us thought that's where this thing was going, right? Last night?
Yes.
I know you did. Yeah. Dan says 15 years plus 7 days. For the rest of my life, Jeffrey, Juan Jose, and Derek Charles, I'll be hoeing on Fridays. And I still can't believe I have Joseph to thank. Flipping HR tough and stuff. Stop and go, Joe. Yeah, you do. We're going to still hoe today, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's up here in Huntington Beach now.
That's good.
So I can hoe. Maybe I can go get a little more light on this thing.
You don't want to wake them up too early in the morning.
No. All right, Kevin, good morning. You are on the Sports Animal. Hello, Kevin.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, it's no surprise that they couldn't come to Granite Rights Field in the Pac-12 because there's no TV market out there for football, especially with UCLA and USC leaving. And so they don't want to be hitched up like the ACC is, in a dying conference. It's a dog-eat-dog world. And so, like I called in this morning and I told you about how the Big Ten and the SEC make $30 to $40 million more per year per school. That's $30 to $40 million more.
That's right.
So
But when you say there's no
total.
When you say there's no market, I would disagree with you. I mean, I would agree that the market isn't as substantial as maybe in the Southeast, but there's a lot of people on the West Coast. There's a lot of alumni.
They don't watch football out there. They watch NFL and that's it. Otherwise, it's soccer, it's lacrosse.
I don't know that I told.
Like they do in the South and the Mideast.
Well,
I mean, the numbers bear that out, Jeff.
yeah,
I mean,
no.
the
Oh, no.
numbers bear that out.
Okay, so you said two different things. They don't watch it like they do in the Southeast, and I agree with you. I agree with you that the demand is not as much, and that's why everybody's trying to get there. But there is a market. There's still a value. So you tell me college football compared to soccer.
Yeah, there's still a market.
Yeah.
But there's a market for football in the Mountain West, too, but
Right.
it's dying. It's a dog-eat-dog world. So
It's
in 10
dying.
years, the schools in the Big Ten and the SEC are going to make $500 million
That's
more
probably right.
than all the other schools.
Yeah,
That's
that's probably right.
$400 million.
Yeah.
You know what you can do to universities when you have that? I mean, it's going to be a dog-eat-dog world. It's going to
It
two
is.
conferences. There'll still be football. The Lobos are still going to play football, but they're going to be more state subsidized, more federally subsidized to play ball. And it's
Yeah,
going to be
no,
a league
Kev-
of have and have not.
Kevin, you're not wrong. You're not. I appreciate the call. Thank you, Kevin. His point is that the separation is getting wider. And JJ, look, I mean, Edward will tell you he's the first who told you that. He's not. I mean, we've been saying it. Everybody's been saying it. We're watching the separation of the haves and have-nots get wider. What's happening right now is jockeying for position to be as much of a have as you can possibly be. Yeah. That's all. That's what's going on right now.
Frustrating. It is, because you want to have belief that there's a world where we're still going to enjoy college athletics. That world could look completely different. I think at some point, even with all these negotiations, like football has to come to a realization where there's going to have to be a split amongst Division I football. Because you're just playing for scraps, and you're telling me that we need to be a Division I football market in Albuquerque or in Las Cruces just because Texas A&M's giving you $1 million to play a football game? But that's how desperate you are as an athletic department. And this is the stuff that sent college athletics over the edge. It wasn't NIL. It's not the transfer portal. Like, that's a way that these teams can compete, actually. The transfer portal is why Lobo football thinks they have a chance to go to a bowl game this season. NIL is why Lobo basketball feels they can win the Mountain West Conference. That's not destroying college athletics. That is giving Group of 5 schools an opportunity they've never had before. What destroyed college athletics was the SEC and the Big Ten with these TV deals that are unattainable for everyone else.
You got two leagues that are separated themselves. And look, everybody's jockeying now. And if they can't be in that, they got to be in the next tier, right? And the next tier is Big 12 ACC, and is the Pac-12 part of that? or the Pac whatever. We woke up this morning thinking probably not. We were seeing reports, maybe. Now, I don't know, is the pendulum swung back? Do we feel that Oregon's going to find a way to get to the Big Ten? Washington's going with them. If that happens, Arizona's going to the Big 12, and then what? JJ,
Talk
this
to
thing
me
is
in 10 minutes.
Seriously. This thing has swung 180 degrees both ways within the last, we've been on the air 2 hours and 26 minutes. And it might swing when we come back. 505-246-0610. Keep them coming because there's a lot going on, and we're going to watch it and keep you up to date as we go. We still got a hoe. And we got to get into this, too. You got an NBA basketball team who made a donation to a governor's PAC, Political Action Committee. That governor's running for president, and the Players Association is pissed. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is.
Quarterback.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Ready?
Sea level hoe, dude.
Got that good air.
Sea level hoe. All that the dog's freaked out by the sea level hoe. What's up, Kirsch? They got a dog named Kershaw here, dude. They got a dog named Kershaw. All right, here's what's going on. Child's going on a 10-mile run, she thinks. How about that? Sea level run. Latest on the Pac-12 merging or keeping together or falling apart. So if you're just joining us this morning, and there's been so much going on. The Pac-12 presidents got together this morning. There was a report that they were going to sign a grant of rights, keep the league together. The reports are now they did not do that. That Oregon is still flirting. Or who's flirting with who? Is the Big Ten flirting with Oregon? Oregon flirting with the Big Ten? And does Arizona?
I think Oregon and Washington are probably blowing up Big Ten's phone, and Big Ten probably playing hard to get. It's like, all right, you're desperate. Okay, we'll work something out.
As of now, nothing. Hey, I just saw a tweet, and now I'll take it from where it comes from. But the tweet says if the Pac-12 holds this thing together and they need to add 3 or 4 schools, it should be San Diego State, SMU, Boise State, and Fresno, that their academic snobbery, is what the tweet said, got them into this mess, and they need to handle what's important athletically. Do you buy that? Because first and foremost, these presidents are presidents of institutions of higher education. They are responsible first and foremost, I think, to the academic community and then the athletic community. Do you buy into they should just get over themselves and align themselves with Boise State or Fresno State or whatever?
Was that a tweet from someone from Boise State?
It was actually San Diego State related. So, I mean, yeah. You
Boise
see the slant
State,
on it. Yeah.
Solid athletic department, average college.
Yeah.
And that's what has absolutely held them back in these conversations.
Do you think Boise State is still an elite football program?
Boise State is the same as San Diego State now.
It's interesting. Their brand is different because they have won a Fiesta Bowl or two. They have the blue turf. Like Gene Blameyer, their former
I think it's actually
athletic
lost some of its luster.
The blue?
Yeah.
I hate watching games on that. Is that sacrilege to say? I can't
They're
stand
still really good. I know they didn't win the conference. They got beat by Fresno State.
Well.
They still go 8-0. There is a valid reason why that team is voted first every single year.
Yeah, I mean, UTEP fans going, yeah, but we kicked their ass down here. A 5-7 UTEP team. Yeah. But yeah, no, they're really good. All right, I got to hit this story. And this one is, I don't think you've heard the last of this. So, the National Basketball Players Association has issued a statement regarding the Orlando Magic's recent donation to Ron DeSantis' super PAC. Now, Ron DeSantis is a Florida governor. He is running for president as a Republican, as you're well aware. The Orlando Magic made a $50,000 to the super PAC. Okay? They said that the gift, this is a quote from the Magic, the basketball team in Orlando, Florida. Quote, to clarify, this gift was given before Governor DeSantis entered the presidential race. It was given as a Florida business in support of a Florida governor for the continued prosperity of Central Florida, end quote. Do we have a problem, first and foremost? I don't care who the candidate is. Do you have a problem with a team? And you pick your favorite team, pick your favorite candidate. I don't care. Yeah. Do you have a problem with a team contributing to a PAC for a political candidate, for a governor of your state who probably has helped you somewhere along the line?
When they start spinning it, oh, this was business-wise donations. We know teams do so much charity work, so much outreach in cities that, of course, that their hands are going to be in the pockets of politics. We know that. That's not groundbreaking. I do think it's one, though, that you're going to have people on either side. If you're red, if you're blue, you're going to be upset. Right. If they donated to what happened to be a blue candidate, and then you'd have the people screaming, like, keep your politics out of my game. This is why I don't watch you people.
All right, so the Federal Elections Commission, which tracks these donations, so the Magic said it was given before he had declared that he was running for president. According to the FEC, The donation was June 26th. That was after DeSantis announced that he was running for president. He announced on May 24th. So a month later, they gave the money. The team indicated that the check was dated May 19th, prior to the announcement. But it didn't get there till whenever. Okay, Players Association is pissed. This is from the NBA's Players Association, quote, "A political contribution from the Orlando Magic is alarming, given recent comments and policies of its beneficiary. NBA governors, players, and personnel have the right to express their personal political views, including through donations and statements. However, if contributions are made on behalf of an entire team, using money earned through the labor of its employees, it is incumbent upon the team governors to consider the diverse values and perspectives of staff and players. The Magic's donation does not represent player support for the recipient," end quote. This is interesting to me. And look, to your point,
I would come along if it's two candidates, regardless. I would come down more, so I wouldn't want a team donating. If an owner wants to say, "Hey, this is for business," go for it. But I do think it causes way too many problems when you put your team name on it.
Yeah, I don't know why the owner wouldn't have done it, and I don't even know who owns the Magic. But
Betsy
do
DeVos.
It. Is it Betsy DeVos?
Yes.
Okay, why didn't Betsy DeVos do that out of Betsy DeVos's account as opposed to the Orlando Magic's account? Because I don't believe, and I could be wrong, political donations are tax deductible, right? They're not. I don't believe. Maybe they are, but I don't think so. So why would she do this with the business account as opposed to the personal account? Would it have made a difference? There'd still be outrage, right?
Yeah. But I do think it definitely hits differently when it's stamped Orlando Magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like donation from the Orlando Magic.
No, that's right. Yeah. I don't know that this one's going to go away because of the recent conversation surrounding this particular candidate, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and I'm not going to get into politics. You guys go over on News Radio KQB and talk to BV about that this afternoon. But the rhetoric that's gone back and forth and the sensitivity and the issues, and then the demographic of the National Basketball Association and its players, you can understand where this one's going. All right, you're in on the text line, 505-246-0610 here on The Sports Animal. Lobo fan might want to cool the talk on NMSU rivalries with Utah Tech, because if the Pac-12 takes two schools, Colorado State and San Diego State, and Air Force joins the ACC, and one team like Boise or Fresno leaves, then what happens to the Mountain West Conference? Fair questions. Fair questions. Yeah, Air Force is such a key linchpin right here. JJ, when we've talked about if this swings back to where the Pac-12 stays together and takes San Diego State and or Colorado State, does Air Force figure out a way, and I think the answer is yes, to get into the ACC?
The ACC or AAC?
I think the ACC. Why not?
Why would they want Air Force?
Why wouldn't they? National, international brand, they get into another market. But all right, if you want to tell me AAC, okay.
The Commander-in-Chief trophy is cool. Air Force is really good at football. That's doing nothing for the ACC.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Then why would they go to the AAC? Their current deal's better, but why would
the thing with the ACC? It sounds like Florida State is angling to buy their way out and could even end up being an independent, because they are working with J.P. Morgan about building equity and using their funds to.
Yeah, let me throw another world at you. And I haven't even thought of this until really just now. As you said, Florida State could go independent. How many schools can survive as independent? Notre Dame, right? Every other independent has yearned for a conference. BYU tried it for 12 years? Yeah. They found themselves the league.
And it's just football for Notre Dame. So could we enter a world where Florida State, Stanford, Notre Dame, maybe Cal, Air Force? I mean, are we going into a different world where maybe there is more of a market for independence, or are we going further away from that? Feels like it's further away from that.
I think so too. Because the amount of money in these TV deals, there's not NBC ready to jump on Air Force or Stanford for that matter.
Like NBC, do they want to create an independent TV package?
No. Well, I mean, Peacock.
But that.
I mean, what's more accessible? What's more accessible, Peacock or Apple TV?
Coin flip. Same thing.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right, we come back. We'll wrap everything up. Everything you got to know as you head into your weekend, because boy, oh boy, is there a lot to know going into your weekend. If you've got any more correspondence for me, I'll hit you with that. The latest on what's going on with this Pac-12, seesaw. It's the opening drive. Merry Friday to you. Thank you for being with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us.
Never mind all this realignment talk, JJ. See what Taylor Swift did with Kobe Bryant's daughter last night at SoFi? This was kind of cool. Back in 2015, Kobe Bryant presented Taylor Swift a championship banner. She had the most sold-out shows at Staples Center. And so last night she was at SoFi opening up 6 shows in Los Angeles. And she was performing her song 22. She gave the hat that she was wearing that night in 2015 to Kobe's daughter, Bianca. Brought her up on stage. It's kind of cool.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, all this realignment stuff is just going bonkers. I don't know where it's going to land. I don't think anybody does. Again, if you're just joining us and wrap up what we know this morning, unless you know more than me right now, the Pac-12 presidents met. There was a hope, I guess, certainly amongst some of them, and I'm going to guess Washington State and Oregon State were like, yeah, guys, let's sign this thing. This will be great. And George Cleve Cobb was like, okay, we're going to do this. And Oregon and Arizona kind of went, yeah, not so fast. And so nothing's done there, and it could go either way. Let me ask you this. I've been reading this a lot. If the money's close to the same, should Oregon stay in the Pac because they have better access to the college football playoff? So I will grant you that an easier or a more direct route to winning a conference is in a Pac-9, Pac-10, whatever it's going to look like, as opposed to going into an 18-team Big Ten. Okay, but I want to remind you that the college football playoff is going to be 12 teams after this year. So if the money's the same, A, do you go for stability to be in the Big Ten, because that's certainly more stable, and secondly, you have a better chance of getting into the college football playoff as a 3rd or 4th place team in the Big Ten or a 2nd place team in the Pac-12 or the Pac, whatever it's going to be moving forward.
I have no idea what to think of that. And that's worst answer. I get it, because it just seems so simple that, hey, you're a power conference, keep doing power things, and that has not been the way it's played out for the Pac-12.
Well, as we watch this evolve, right? So there's going to be 12 teams. You start doing the math, and you figure there's going to be 3 SEC teams, right? So let's just say the Pac stays together. So there's 6 guaranteed spots, right? The winners of the 5 leagues and the highest ranked winner of the group of 5. So that means there's 6 at-large spots in the college football playoff. 2 going to go to the SEC. 2 going to go to the Big Ten. I mean, on a regular year, right? You're going to get 3 out of the Big Ten, 3 out of the SEC, maybe 2 out of the Big 12, maybe, or you're going to get 4. There's one of those leagues going to get 4. So you got a better chance of getting to the college football play. If that's the argument to stay in the Pac, I'm kind of just looking at the other side. All right, if you're telling me it's an easier path to the automatic qualifier, the league championship. Yeah, it's easier to win an 8, 9, 10, 11 team league, 12 team league than it is an 18 team league. Yes, math. The competition is different. But do you give yourself more opportunities by playing in that 18 team league? Well, I'm better than Northwestern. I'm better than Nebraska. And I'm better than blah, 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 Rutgers. So can I finish 3rd in that league? Do I have a better chance to get in the playoff than if I finish somehow lose in the Pac-12 championship? You see where I'm going with? I'm just looking at the other side of it.
Yeah. Where did college sports go so wrong?
What do you mean?
Like, this is so bad, man. This is so bad.
For the fan, for everybody.
For everything. Like, it's just, and I get it, it's money, this or that, but if college athletics, if they actually cared about student athletes and what they were preaching, they would have found a way for the NCAA to work as a true governing body for Division I teams to be closer on the playing field, and maybe the benefits from being a high-profile team, maybe that comes from, all right, you have more NIL in your collective, so be it, this or that. This is destroyed the sport.
So I thought about that a lot too. Okay.
They have let institutions run away because they can.
So, and it's perspective, because I feel relatively the way you do. And then you listen, but it's so perspective, right? So the SCs, the Alabamas, the Michigans, the Ohio States of the world, do they feel that this is destroying it?
No,
do their fans? Well, that's my point.
I get that, but it's also you're telling me 133 of your Division I football teams. You're not. It's like 40.
And basketball is going to be somewhat the same way. Look, I agree with you, right? I went to an institution that, and you went to a school that's not one of those superpowers. And I agree with you, but there's plenty of people who believe if you just have 30 or 40 schools playing at that level, that's better. That's better for the game. I think the exact opposite, right? But I don't know. Are we going to have to sit here and just evolve the way we look at it? Like Edward's telling you that it's going to be, and I've told you this forever, and I'm the smartest guy ever.
We do have to evolve with it. My football, I understand that gap is there. Like, that's not surprising to me. But it's when you start, what is the real trickle-down effect going to be? The March Madness is already blue blood dominated, power program dominated. There's less and less spots that go to mid-major teams.
Well, I mean, I saw two mid-majors.
Went on a run. Okay.
Yeah. Butler's been there. George Mason's been there. VCU. It's
opportunities that are going out the window with this.
Okay. All right. So the question is, where did we screw this whole thing up? I mean, when we started throwing ridiculous amounts of money at it. And throwing ridiculous amounts of money at certain select groups because their value was more. That's their market value was more, so they got more money. And money is the answer to everything. Money is the answer to all of this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw a tweet and it was so cheesy, but yet so right. I don't even know who it was. It just said, this doesn't matter, but this recent round of realignment's making me sad. And I'm like, wow, well, I get that. Right? And I think a lot of people feel that way. When it's all said and done, if the Pac-12 blows up, Arizona's in the Big 12 and Oregon and Washington are in the Big 10 and wherever everybody lands. Traditional rivalries, and I know it's old man shut up about your traditional rivalries, but there's something, that's what made college athletic. I think so too.
The only thing that's keeping the fire alive is because people went to a school. And they care about the games. College football is regionalized. And that's why the Pac-12, is finding out that, maybe that fire that's burning everywhere else, it's not burning in your league when it comes to football. You need good home games. You need a rivalry. You need to care about something. And that's why I think college basketball has lost its way. And they've just caved to football.
Well,
and everyone is just like, hey, we'll play our MTEs. We're never going to challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
We have the conference season.
Let me localize it for you. What's the biggest game in University Stadium on the Lobo football schedule every year or every other year?
New Mexico State.
I mean, every year, right? That's the one that gets 25 to 35,000 people. Remember a few years ago, you and I walk in the parking lot going, wow, this is really cool. It isn't that way for Utah State. It's a regional
be a conference
rivalry
game soon. Who knows?
And it might be, but your point is right. Regional rivalries resonate, and when you get that big giant UCF Arizona football game, boy, that's going to be great, isn't it? Isn't that going to be great in your? Oh wait, it's not. You mean when Rutgers and Washington play football, that's not going to be a big deal? It's going to be tough, and college football. You're right. It's built about alma mater, tradition, and region, and yeah, we've blown the whole thing out of the water. And
to your point, we know it's not going to die, and we're going to watch college football. We're going to consume it, but it's going to be harder for them to attain the heights that they want, to keep gobbling up all this money.
See, but
they want, because fans. It's going to get to a point where people are going to get their wish.
But there's enough people. There's I listen to Kornheiser, right? National media, this is beautiful, this is perfect, because he doesn't have to watch New Mexico and San Diego State and Boise State. He just watches what he thinks is relevant. And the fans of those programs who are running this sport are going to get more of what they think is relevant, and that's why it's going this way. Back Monday with more award-winning radio. Thanks for being with us today. Thanks to Nick Nee for being with us. Great week, DC. Thanks for everything. Adrian, it looks great. Sorry about the lighting this morning. We'll fix that when I'm back in studio. Jim Rome Show is next. Heard with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4. Isotopes and Vegas tonight out at the ballpark here on the Sports Animal. Big weekend for you?
Gigantic weekend.
All right, enjoy it. Be good to each other. Have a great, safe weekend. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.